Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu. All right, so a very good evening. So tonight, for our beginning of our Sutta discovery, we start with the topic on the meditation versus health, longevity, illness, and healing. Right? I think this subject is it's not uncommon to you, right? We know that the meditation is very important and part of a very important practice for our final liberation. Right? We know that all the suttas are in the early discourses, okay, deal with the ending of suffering, right? When we talk about the meditation, it's talk about the ending of suffering, talk about, to be free from the samsara. And it seems that the meditation is a very essential training, right? And of course, we know that in our Buddhist practice, the purification of the mind, right? Sacitta pariyodapana, right? I don't know how many of you are very new to Buddhism, but anyway, I assume you have a very sound, solid foundation on the early Buddhism, right? You know that sabba papasa akaranang kusala sopasampada, right? Sacitta pariyodapanang etang buddhana sasanang. What is the meaning? Simple English is that not to do bad, do good, and to purify our mind. And this is the teachings of the Buddhas. Okay, so when you talk about the purification of the mind, right, in the Visuddhimagga, right, it expands to include the practice of samatha and vipassana. Okay, if you look at the samatha vipassana, they all talk about the ending of suffering and the escape from the samsara. Right? So this is the ultimate, our ultimate realization, right? But so not many suttas in the early discourses deal with the relationship of meditation and the health, right? And I managed to get a few suttas. So I mean, this is what I'm going to share with you, right? The meditation with health, okay? So that is something quite irregular, right? Because in the suttas, the Buddha deal with the ending of suffering, right? But there are a few suttas the Buddha says, as you practice the meditation, you can get completely, free from the sickness, and you can become more healthy. Okay, so this is the first part that I'm going to share with you, with several suttas quoted, right? Another part is that the Buddha in the suttas also mentioned about ones who practice the meditation, they can get the clear faculties, and then a very good complexion. Okay? It means that you become cantik lah. It means that one who practices meditation can look very handsome and beautiful. Okay, so this is the second part that I'm going to share with you. All right? So you don't need to use any cosmetic or SK2, something like that. Yeah. As you practice more, you eventually become more beautiful. Yeah. So we have this assurance from the early suttas. And of course, because of this, I think Buddhism become very popular in the West because of the meditation, right? And the meditation has been proved as one very effective, system for healing, right? For healing. And this healing is mainly healing from the sickness. Healing from the sickness. And a lot of scientific research or even, prove that the meditations can even cure, I don't know how much can be done, but to cure the cancer. And then, okay, so I think we have to prepare for it. No one can escape from the attack of the cancer, but the Buddha says, okay, we can practice meditation. Okay, so really have to put an effort in meditation. We know that meditation is not an easy task, but you think of meditations can bring you so much benefits. Why not put it a try, right? Or even you can make a decision, okay, I should go to the forest, and I spend 3 months in the forest, see whether I can have certain breakthrough on after that 3 months. Sure, you will have certain results, okay? Okay, so in this Sutta Discovery, Suddhi, right? I will look at these few suttas, okay? Though these few suttas are mentioned, but not limited only to these few suttas, I will also quote many other suttas as well, right? But Brother Tang asked me, not many suttas, only 4 will do, or even better still 3. But to me, I'm not reading from A to Z, you see, so when I quote the sutta, I just quote only just a passage relevant to our topic. So though here mentioned about 4, but I will give you more, okay? Okay, so to have a broader understanding. So you will look at the Cankama Suttas, Anathapindika, Girimananda, this is the one very interesting. And then you have another ones like Pindapataparisuddhi Suttas. Okay, so the first 3 suttas deal with someone, okay, attacked with like the illness. Okay, through the meditation you can be completely recovered from the illness, right? And then the 4th one is deal with the faculties, the clear faculties, and then the good complexion. Okay, so in these suttas, I will quote also 2 or 3 other suttas to support this as well. All right. Okay, now, yeah, this is very common, right? As you know that, there are these 5 benefits. Very straightforward, talking about the walking meditation, right? We know that meditation has walking meditation and the sitting meditation. Sitting means you have to sit still, and walking you really have to walk, right? Okay, when talk about the walking meditation, you have these 5 benefits, okay? And very straightforward, it says that one becomes capable of journey. It means that you can walk for a longer distance. So once who keep walking, then you can walk for longer distance. Yeah, so, and then one become capable of striving. Okay, so you're making a lot of effort, you endure, and then making a lot of effort so you can overcome all your difficulties. And then, yeah, this one is very straightforward, so one become healthy. Yeah, and what one has eaten, drunk, consumed, and tasted is properly digested. Yeah, so you see, usually after breakfast or lunch, okay, we encourage monks to go for a walking meditation, right? In Mahayana, they have a word called 跑香, I don't know how you call it, 跑香, how to translate into English? It's like running smoke. But anyway, this is the Chinese, but it means walking meditation. Okay, so definitely that helps to digest lah. And then another one, the concentration attained through walking meditation is long lasting. Okay, it means that you have a 1 hour walking meditation, then you can sit for 2 hours. Isn't it sounds good, right? And a lot of people complain they cannot walk, they cannot sit for longer. Then why not give it a try, right? Walking meditation. Okay, so these are the benefits that I quote from the Anguttara Nikaya. And then another one, it's not listed in our study, but I find it is very relevant. Right? I think you have heard of Milinda Panha, right? And recently I started a workshop on the Milinda Panha, and the response is very good. And then they have a very 精彩 topic, okay, to discuss. So I was able to divide into 10 different topics relevant to the Milinda Panha. And the king was very wise, and then Nagasena is also able to answer wherever the king asked question, and he was very intelligent. Okay, so in this Milinda Panha, they mention about 28 good qualities of meditation, right? Of these 28, it talked about the meditation can give him long life. 哎呦，不错哦。Right? We all wish to live long life, right? Then how? Not to take too much of this, what they call this, the vitamin or, nutritious food. But meditations can give you long life. It's called Ayung Vaditi, right? Isn't it? Sounds good, no? So I think Okay, then another one is 给予力量, so it gives you power. Okay, it gives you strength, give you power. Of these 28 benefits, these tools are very much relevant to the meditation. Okay, so now you understand why meditation become very popular in the West. I don't know why. How about in the East? I think people take things for granted, right? Like for example, that I have seen, we Buddhist monks usually when we conduct the retreats, we conduct retreat for free lah. And then that kind of free, bo liao isn't it? In the West, it's not. If you really want to attend a retreat or meditation, you have to pay a lot of money, not cheap. The more you charge, the more people coming. If you say for free, isn't it? So I think, but of course, we are not commercialize our Buddhist practice. So usually we still insist when we are doing all these things, we have to do it for free, isn't it? As opposed to paying money. Is it free?
By donation.
By donation 也是有压力 Then they don't know how much I should give. Then we better give free. But when you said giving free, no one come, They said, 呢個法師肯定係冇料㗎啦. Yeah, so this is also another thing, but we don't really bother lah. We really do things, happily, you see. And then it's like what the Buddha says, 佛度有缘人呐. So, if we're talking about the affinity, if you have affinity coming to the temple, then okay. If no affinity, also Buddha can't help. Yeah. So if you don't come to the temple, also we can't help you, isn't it? But anyway, if you look at, nowadays I'm in Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong now Buddhist studies is very popular. Okay, I think that's because in several universities like University of Hong Kong or University of Chinese, or the Chinese University, they provide Buddhist studies and then attracted a lot of people, interested in Buddhist studies and application also. And then Hong Kong University not only have Buddhist study, they have the Center of Buddhist what? Buddhist 辅导叫什么? Counseling, yeah. Okay, the Buddhist counseling, right? And they introduce the mindfulness meditation. Okay, and they use what?
Question, because meditation become quite popular now because of mental health. And one of the interesting part actually is that it is almost like a technique used rather than to pursue something else.
All right.
So that I'm not calm, so then meditate to become calm. I don't like aerobics, and since they can like that, so in that case, okay, meditate can like so it's a very short term. So the question here is that, by meditating and not understanding more of the Dhamma,
okay,
does it bring these benefits? Because I have a discussion with the Christian meditators.
Yeah, you need the theory, you need the combination of theoretical and practice lah. You see, without any understanding of the theory parts, by mere meditation, it can't help. But because in the West, they are very, very skillful. They use the technique. There are certain terms to attract people, to come to meditation. As you practice meditation, you will get this. You see, so that in a way is like attracting people to come to meditation. But our Buddhist monks we don't talk about the meditation. We talk about the ending of suffering. 这个才惨. Yeah. You see, talk about the ending of suffering, talk about the liberation from the samsara. Then nobody care. Isn't it? Yeah, so I think, yeah, so 不能讲太多. Okay, all right. I think this is a training. I think the East and the West trainings are very different. Yeah? Our training is more a very direct training, talking about the Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Right? So we have that a complete training of the Sila as a foundation, and then you can proceed to the Samadhi concentration, right? And here the concentration, it deals with 40 types of meditation, and finally the practice and the insight into the nature of reality. Okay, so you have that very complete, and then ending ultimately to Nibbana. But the West, I said, they are not interested to go to Nibbana. They are talking about the application. Okay, so they have to tell you that by practice meditation, you will be free from this, free from that. Okay, yeah, you will get these benefits. Like the topics that I'm going to discuss with you, right? You will gain the strength, right? You will be free from all the sickness, right? So these are the things attract people to come to meditation, right? And more important is can get rid of the cancer, or okay, yeah, at least to prevent now, at least to prevent all these things. All right. Now, there is also another very important suttas, is a Girimananda Suttas. Okay, this is a very long suttas. You have heard of these suttas, right? Okay, it says that one day, right, Bhikkhu Girimananda, who was very seriously sick, right, and the Buddha asked Ananda, okay, you go and talk to Girimananda of these 10 types of perception. And probably Girimananda, after listening to these 10 perception, his severe sickness will be recovered. Okay, the Buddha not sure. The Buddha said probably, right? Girimananda's sickness will be completely recovered. I mean, this is serving as a background. Right? So, what are these 10 perception? There are so many perception. Okay, here the perception referred to meditation. There are so many types of. There are so many perception, so many types of meditation. And why Buddha only chose these 10? Why not other types of meditation? I think there must be a reason for this. Okay. All right. So I just give you. Oh, sorry. 怎么了？
要喝水。
哦，是，我们在讲中文讲得很好。All right. Okay. All right. So you look at these 10 types of perception. The perception of impermanent, perception of non-self, the perception of unattractiveness, perception of danger. Of course, these are the method of translation, right? Better still, you understand the Pali words, okay? And the perception of abandoning, the perception of dissipation, the perception of cessation, the perception of non-delight in the entire world, the perception of impermanent in all conditioned phenomena, and then mindfulness of breathing. So these are the 10 types of meditation. Okay, so why only these 10 types of meditations are listed? Why not others? Okay, so this is my next. All right. All right. You see, the reason Girimananda was sick is because his mind was utterly distorted by, I call it the four upside downers or distortion. Okay? It means that someone has the distortions, he would have a lot of problems, like you understand? When you go back home, when you look at the wind blow, then you have that fear, right? That fear is coming because you don't understand what it is. You think that the ghost is coming now. Okay, or even in the house also, you have to lock the gate, lock this, lock that. You don't lock, you felt sick. People also got sick easily because so much fear, and all these fears are come from these four upside downers. 就是四种颠倒，四种颠倒哈。And these four upside downers, I call them the defilements abandonable through seeing. Okay, and this is a term translated from the Pali words called the dasanaheya, kilesa. Kilesa is a Pali word, peleso, kenisa. Okay, kilesa, peleso, kenisa. Okay, so these are the types of defilements that will make us stupid. Okay, so what are these four types? Probably Bhikkhu Girimananda, he was sick because he was distorted. Okay, by these four upside downers, right? That's why the Buddha preached, asked Ananda to preach him, to talk to him, or to remind him of these 10 perceptions. Look at the first four. The perception of impermanent, okay? With regard to what is permanent view, okay? You understand? It means that Girimananda has a wrong view. He has in his thought the permanent view, attached to that permanent view. What is this permanent view? Believe in a self, in the soul, right? And then just believe in the 灵魂 now, okay? Like in other religion, they believe 灵魂, you know, 五贵了 ha. And then they have so much fears, so much worry, so much scared, and then eventually make him sick. Right? So the Buddha's first thing taught him the perception of impermanent with regard to the distorted view of permanent. Okay, so this is one thing. And the second thing, the perception of non-self, right? Okay, with regard to the distorted view of the self. Okay, and these are the connected lah. Huh? When you're talking about the permanent, okay, now you see the difference, the self. And then what else? The perception of unattractiveness with regards to the distortion of the attractiveness. It means that attached to the body. 所以呢要打扮得漂漂亮亮这样子。And then the perception of danger, right? With regards to what? The distorted view of the happiness. Okay, so now we look at them. Then the Buddha has, in these suttas, okay, talking about the practice, how to get rid of these four distortion, right? The Buddha says by contemplating on the five aggregates. It means that the rupa is impermanent. Okay, by contemplating the Vedana, Sanjña, Sanskara, Vijñāna. You understand the meaning? Huh? You know the five aggregates? Okay, five aggregates. You know the Pali? Or you know the English words? Or you know the Chinese? Sept, so, xiang, xing, si. Okay, the Buddha says, okay, the metta is impermanent. Okay, and then or the sensation is impermanent. And what else? The perception, sanya or ideation, right, is impermanent. And then sankhara, what is that? English word is called mental formation, but I will translate the conditioning forces. Okay, it's impermanent. And then you have another one, consciousness is impermanent. Okay, so this is how we train our minds to incline our mind to gain insight. Okay, into this nature of reality. Okay, we were taught by the Buddhas to contemplate like this. And then the second one, the Buddha even go further to say the perception of non-self. Instead of five aggregates, now the Buddha go to the 12 ayatanas. Okay, what is ayatanas? It's Pali words. Ayatanas mean the sense spheres, the domain of our experience. Okay, and what is the domain of our experience? Is defined is the sixth sense faculty with their corresponding six objects. This is how we acquire the knowledge of the world, the experience of the world, right? Okay, so the Buddha train us. Okay, they said the eyes is non-self, and then the corresponding object is what? The visible object is non-self. Similarly to the ear and sound, like that. So you have 12 sense sphere. All right, and then when you come to the perception of unattractiveness, okay, the Buddha introduced us, taught us the 32 parts of the body. Okay, as you contemplate from top from your head top to the bottom of your feet, okay, there are these. We are covered by these 32 parts of the body. So you contemplate them as unattractiveness. Okay, of course, this is to break the notion of the self, right? So not attached to all these things. And then another one is danger. The opposite is happiness. It means the suffering here. Okay, so you see our body is full of suffering, right? Full of disease, full of sickness, and the sickness caused by the this imbalance of the the four elements. Okay, and the sickness also caused by what do you call the heat, caused by the water, caused by everything. Okay, so you see 哪里有快乐呢？是吧？ All right, so these are the four things. You see, last time when I was in Hong Kong, many years ago, I have a counseling section, okay? Instead of calling counseling, I call it a dialogue with the master, okay? And that in fact is also a counseling, but I just only changed the name because people's minds are so fragile. They don't want to see people thinking that they have problem with the mind, psychopath or what. So they don't want to see the mind. Is it a dialogue with the monk? Wow, they're telling then they, usually when I have all these different things, I will put it online and then people can register online. And I did a lot, for this so-called counseling. And then I met one lady. One lady came to me. She was a Catholic, a very strong Catholic. Right? But because she was very demanding and is very, very passionate in her work, right? And then, of course, and in her young age, also about 30, right? And then she got, she got the disturbed, right, in the mind and unable to walk, right? And that's the reason because, one day, when she come back from work, right? And then while opening the gate at the room, and then she saw, that could be an illusion, but anyway, she said she saw one lady hanging on top, okay, at one corner, that hanging, 吊颈, hanging, and then all the blood scattered here and there, and then she was frightened and then ran away, and then her mind also got disturbed. So for the whole year, she can't do anything. When she closed her eyes, all these incidents appeared, okay, and of course that disturbed her work as well, right? And she saw everybody become ghosts, kind of queer, okay. So then, of course, her mother took her to see the Catholic priest, or even Taoist priest, or get all kind of this media to help, but could not help. And what those media said, she was haunted by ghosts. I mean, this is the easy solution. Okay, when I cannot cure her, then your ghost is very fearful. So we cannot help lah, And of course, you went to see the doctors, and the doctors said, your case 唔係嗰啲鬼唔鬼啦，就係嗰啲精神有啲黐線啦。So anyway, just gave her medicine, and then she took her medicine. For that 3 months, she was completely, exhausted, okay, and cannot wake up, and was very tired, and that cannot help her at all. And then through, her mother was very, 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 very social types of people, and then she went to the Google and searched whether any other method to cure her daughter's problem. And then somehow she managed to, register through our program called A Dialogue with the Buddhist Master. And then, of course, in our dialogue program, right, we have a group of the volunteers. Wherever the request that we receive, we will give them a call and get to know whether they are serious in their appointment. So they go and find out all the details, and then they reported to me, and then I got to know, this is quite a serious case. Yeah, and then appointment made, and then she came to see me. You see, along that road, coming to my temple, and now of course when come to the temple, looking at the Buddha statue, what she saw? 都係鬼嚟㗎. You can see, wow, her mind was completely, what do you call? Being queer. It's very serious, okay? Then of course, when she look at me, she doesn't want to look at me, because when she look at me, my face also become ghost. That's why she looks like this. I can't, then of course I know her problem is very serious. So I said, okay, before that I come to know her problems very well. Then I said, I want to help you, okay? But I'm a bit worried because she was Christian or Catholic. I'm afraid she rejected me, you see. But she said, yeah, like that. It means that she was very eager, to get help from me. And I said, okay, you sit down, relax yourself. And then I start introducing the loving kindness meditation. I noticed that the loving kindness meditation is very powerful, right? And someone who do the counseling, if you can introduce the loving kindness, okay, that really helps the person, because she felt very warm. And then someone who cared for them, and someone really listened to them. And then my approach is very different from others. I'm not talking, oh, now because you are haunted by ghosts, you are attacked by the spirit. No, I don't talk those things, right? I pacify her that I'm going to help her, and your problem will be soon recovered. Then she has confidence in me, you see. So the first thing I want her to establish the confidence, okay? Then, of course, when talking about the loving kindness, yeah, I used to talk about the loving kindness, right? A lot of people, when talk about the loving kindness, you see, they just only by reciting the mere words, but the mere words itself is not enough, okay? I remember when I was doing my research in Hong Kong University, and we have a group of other researchers as well. They were neurologists, and they're very interested in the Buddhist meditation, and they want to know how the sounds affect the brain, the sounds, you know. Because in our Buddhist meditation, right, or in our Buddhist practice also, we do have the chanting. Whether the chanting really helps in your meditation or not. Chanting is not just mere chanting, but ultimately when you talk about the chanting, like in our Buddhist practice, the Theravada, chanting is also a form of meditation, okay? But of course now people attach to the benefits now. You know, I chant these suttas, okay, talk of benefits I got, you know, yeah. Just like when you talk about the loving kindness, you acquire 11 types of benefits, you see. So people, because of benefit, people come for the chanting or come for the practice, yeah. You see, so, and then my friend, okay, he was very, very serious in his meditation, okay, and in his research also. So one day he came and asked me, can you help me? He has a group of students, okay, they want to test their brain, and how's their brain work with my chanting. At that time, of course, they do listen to other types of chanting, to the sounds, to the music, to the hot music, or Yaokun music, okay, and even to the Mahayana Amitabha chanting and those with the song. So they have all kind of sounds. And then one particular song, they want me to chant Pali. Okay, so I recited the Buddhang Sarana Gacchami. And then strange enough, you see, while reciting this Buddhang Sarana Gacchami, you know, he has about 20 students. Those 20 students are paid, you know, to come for collecting the data, the brain data. So something that surprised me, and of course giving me confidence, is that the students, while listening to my chanting, their brain, you know, that kind of frequency, I don't know what you call it, the wave, is very, very stable. Whatever term you call it, like alpha, whatever you call it, okay? Those are the quantum physics terms. Anyway, you know, she checked, listened to my listening to my chanting, and of course that time I was very, very calm, and then I chant. So that chanting is what they call the radiation of the energy, okay? And then the students can really feel the chanting bring them peace of mind, and then the peace of mind is signaled by this 好平靜嘅一個 signal. Okay, of course, when I stop chanting, their mind is also vibrating very, very severely. Okay, but immediately after listening to the chanting again, it becomes very, very calm, you know, like that. So that to prove that, you know, if we do meditation with the proper chanting, that also in a way instrumental for the calmness of mind. Okay, so this gave me a lot of confidence. And of course, when we are doing chanting, you have to follow procedure. We are talking about using the 5 sound system. Okay, the 5 sound. Have you heard of 5 sound system? I mean, this is the terms that invented by me. In fact, this word is come from the Chinese. And then also you find students also doing research on this 5 sound system. Okay, what is the 5 sound system? In fact, this 5 sound system already in the early classical Indian languages, like in Pali and Sanskrit. Okay, when you talk about 5 sound system, you have the sounds articulated from your throat, right? And then you have the sounds coming from your palatal, okay? And you have the sounds coming from the guttural, right? 卷舌音, guttural, right? And you have the sounds coming from the palatal, swinging, huh? And you have the sounds articulated by and the dental sound, right? So these are the 5 sounds. So it means that when you are chanting these sounds, you're articulated by the different organ, and you are very mindful. We are talking about the mindful, mindful. So then again, you also have another sound which I call it harmony sound. That is the sounds of the nasal sound. Okay, nasal sound. So when you chant the Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, it's not like Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, not that kind of chanting. It doesn't help. Your mind will get disturbed so much. Right? So you chant, with proper articulation and then with the harmony sound, like Buddhang, harmony, Saranang, this kind of harmony sound. Of course, you chant it after your meditation, then you can feel that kind of very, very, very balanced, very, very good energy, vibrate, that kind of vibration. So that also I use this method to help many people. Now come back to that lady, okay? So that lady also, I use this, when I chant the loving kindness, I use this method of chanting. And then she said she cannot sleep for almost 1 year already, cannot sleep, And then, something miraculous happened. After chanting just only for about 15 minutes, and then she slept for how long? More than 1 hour. More than 30 minutes. And then the moment she woke up, they said, 我現在我而家坐幾耐啦？坐幾耐啦？唔係，我瞓幾耐啦？ She was very, very curious, and then the very first thing asked, because she can't sleep at all. Then when she woke up, she asked, how long? I slept. So I find that something very strange, because initially I saw her face was very black, and then after listening to chanting, because the chanting was very soothing, and then she was completely felt asleep. And then when she woke up, wow, you can see the face become very radiant. And then I said, 這個有得教啦，有得教啦，有得教啦。It means that, you see, we try to teach her, you see, what do you call, because her mind has a lot of distortion, right? And then we use this method, right, to tell her, okay, your problems, okay? It means that we give her a better, what do you call, to correct her wrong understandings and to give her a better worldview. Then she has that right view then, and then she recovered. Then of course after 2 or 3 times of interview, calling for this unit counseling, and she was completely covered without even taking a medicine. So I think this is the greatest achievement I have, being a counselor. Because helping not only her but her whole family. Her whole family. But you see, our Buddhists are very good. You see, we don't need to convert the people. We still said, okay, you still can. Of course, I asked her, okay, when you go back home, you follow my method, right? Your house got Jesus or not? She said, yes, I got Jesus. Okay, then what else you can do? I asked her to prepare the cup of water, right? Before, after, when you wake up in the morning, and you can contemplate the Jesus, and then you can recite the Jesus name or whatever it is, okay? And then holding the cup of water as if the water being purified, and then you drink the water and contemplate that water, is spreading through the whole nerves, and then it flow, the blood, and then your blood, the nerves all purified, you see. So this is a method of meditation. Instead of asking her to focus on the in and out breath, she can't. But you ask her to focus on that cup of little water, she was able to succeed. And then she drink that little water, and then you can feel it. The water spread around the body, and then feel your blood, and then it cleanses your body, something like that. She focused. And then after some time, she was perfect. So we still say you still can retain your Catholic. No need to convert. Religion or whatever whatever ism, it's just only label. If you know Buddhism, you can be a better Christian. 我们大都能用哈，真做大心啊。So many people told me that, you know, now Buddhist groups become less and less. To me, I have no any feeling, you know. No hard feeling, yeah, no hard feeling. It's okay, yeah, but many of them, they become good because of Buddhism. Yeah, all right. Anyway, so these are the 4 types of the upside downers views. 4 types of upside downers views. So if our minds are distorted by these wrong views, and then you have a lot of fears, and your mind got distorted. So you have, and that distortion can cause your physical illness. And then, okay, after other things, I'm not going to talk to you, right? So because these are something irrelevant to our topic, but the first 4 are very important, okay? Just the examples given to you, right? The ladies, after my counseling, she was completely recovered, okay? All right, you look at these suttas, okay? These suttas also connected with the sickness of Anathapindika. We know Anathapindika, he was a very, he's a rich man, he's a rich man. And then one day he also got sick. And then he asked his servant, okay, you go and talk to, go and see the Sariputtas, ask Sariputtas to come, okay, to give me blessing. Then Anaputta, out of compassion, accepting the request, he came to see the Anathapindika, right? And then in these suttas, Southern Nikaya, he talks about the 4 objects of indestructible faith. You look at these 4 objects, seeing in yourself the experiential confidence in the Buddhas, seeing yourself the experiential confidence in the Dhamma, and seeing in yourself the experiential confidence in the Sangha. And then another one, seeing yourself the ethical conduct loved by the noble ones, that pain may die down on the spot. You see, imagine that someone was sick, right? And then you have, you have monks coming to you, okay, and give you blessing. I don't know whether you got touched or not. Will you? If monks coming to see you, you was there, ayo, 真係可憐, and somebody come to you and talk to you very nicely, right? To awake your understanding, okay, give you confidence, okay, and ask you to contemplate on this, this Buddha, Dharma, and Sanghas and the Sila. I believe many people will have got touched. Do you have this? Yeah. You see, when you talk about these things, when someone comes to you, yeah, understanding teaching is one thing, but another thing is that kind of joys arisen in you. So this kind of joys will create that kind of chemical reaction in the body, or will strengthen your immune system. Okay, you know the joys. When you come someone to see you, you feel very happy, isn't it? So when you are very happy, then all your sickness gone now. Isn't it? At least for that moment. So you see this Sariputta, this Anathapindika, or after seeing the Sariputta, so kind and so compassionate, okay, talking to him, these 4 objects of indestructible faith, he was very happy. And then the kind of feeling joy is aroused in him, giving him strength, okay? So as if he was, recovered from the illness. Okay, so I mean, this is from our experience. And then, of course, other thing is, and then the Sariputtas continue saying, okay, talking about the 10 factors, and then these are the 8 Noble Eightfold Path, plus another 2, okay, seeing yourself the right knowledge and seeing yourself the right freedom, okay? That pain may die down on the spot. So you see, this is a suttas, deal with the meditation, with the health. Okay, not many. This kind of suttas, not many, but we were able to, quote them. All right. Yeah, this is the second part. I call it the body and mind medicine. I don't know whether this word is correct, but it's translated from the sensing issue. Body and mind. You see the clear faculties and pure. These words occur very often in these suttas. When someone practices these, wow, you can see that his faculties are so clear, and he has a bright and very pure complexion. Okay, so here the faculties refer to the 6 faculties. Okay, the 6, the bodily the 6 faculties: eyes, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Okay. Okay, so I quote one sutta. This one is from the Majjhima Nikaya, Pindapataparisuddhi Sutta. Yeah, all right. You see, during the times of the Buddhas, the disciple when meeting each other, they will ask you, 哇，今日你修得咁好，你又修咩法咁樣啊？ It means that your daily dialogue is about hey, what you practiced yesterday night, or what you practiced this morning. If someone asks you, if you don't practice, 真正馬路, isn't it? It means that if I look at you today, 真正冇好, then I know that you don't practice. Yeah, this kind of suttas occur very often in the early suttas. So yeah, this is, one day Sariputta, the Buddha talked to the Sariputta. He said, Sariputtas, all your faculties are so clear and your complexion is so pure and bright. What kind of meditation are you usually practicing these days? If someone asks you, if you don't practice, 真正馬路啦. Okay, yeah, then the Sariputta replies, Bhante, those in the sutta, when use of Bhante, refer to the Buddha himself. He said, this says I usually practice the meditation on emptiness. It's shunyata vihara, this is a word. And then what is shunyata? Shunyata vihara, meditation on shunyata. Then the Buddha said, oh, very good, Sariputtas. It seems that you usually practice the meditation of a great man. You see, the Buddha made a little remark. Instead of Sariputtas calling as meditation of emptiness, the Buddha said, you are practicing meditation of a great man. Okay? It means that for emptiness, it's a meditation of great man. Okay, we look at the content. The content is a bit long. I quote the first part of it. Okay, a mendicant, hear me, a bhikkhu, might wish, may I usually practice the meditation on emptiness. So a bhikkhu should reflect. Along the path that I went for alms, okay, or in the place I wandered for alms, along the path that I returned from alms, was there any desire or greed or hate, a delusion or repulsion in my heart or in my mind, for sight, for seeing, known by the eyes? It means that you have to have this sati and sampajana. Okay, so you have to check your mind, whether your mind disturbed, okay, or attacked by the desire or greed or hate or delusion like that. So it means that you have to constantly looking within, whether your mind disturbed by all these things. But suppose that upon checking, a bhikkhu knows that there was no such desire or greed or hate or delusion or repulsion in their heart, they should meditate with rapture and joys, training day and night in skillful qualities. With rapture and joys. Okay? So meditation is supposed to bring you joys, isn't it? Any one of you experience joys in your meditation? If not, then we have not started our meditation. We are still struggling. Right? You see, the reason I say this is because when you're talking about the meditation, you're really meditation, it means that you have to start from where you acquire the joys. This is very important because in one of the very early suttas, I mean, this one is not from the Theravada, but it's another school of Theravada. It's called Sarvastivada. In one of that texts, Mahavibhasha Sastra is a great commentary. They mention the word bodhicitta. The bodhicitta is a Mahayana term, bodhicitta. Mahayana terms of bodhicitta, it means that when you make bodhicitta, you want to be the bodhisattvas, right? But this early understanding of bodhicitta has nothing to do with the Mahayana. Now, this one is to do with the Theravada. In that text, they mention the bodhicitta, how you want to give rise to the bodhicittas when you come to the temple, listening to the dhammas. You have that feeling of what they call the goosebump lah, or feeling like the tears drops feeling like crying lah, or very very happy lah. Okay, or even when you meditate, you have that experience of joy in you. Yeah, so this is the start of the bodhicittas. They said that when you have this bodhicitta arises in you, you will not be, what they call, I mean this is my words lah. You will not be change your destiny. It means that you will be led towards the realization of nirvana. Okay, so they give an example. It's like someone do a fishing, right? Once the fish are caught by the rod, the fish was destined to be caught out, something like that. So it means that when someone has the experience of joy, you have that bodhicitta arises in you. You were destined to lead to nirvana. So this is very important. So we Theravada used to say, okay, we aspire to go to nirvana, aspire to go to nirvana. Then how? Many of us, when they come to the old age, when they have no such feeling, then they convert themselves to Christian. Yeah. You see, we met a lot of Buddhist groups, our Buddhist people, when they come to old age and the hospital, these Christian missionaries are very active. They come in a big group, and then they hug you, they give you warmth, and they sing, and you feel, wow, 真正好啦. Our Buddhist groups, nobody care. Isn't it? Then what? Then become Christian. Then the moment when you die, I said, 你只要把眼睛动一动就表示说你已经是基督徒了 So simple. Of course, you will close your lips. Yellow. So they said that the bodhicitta is very important. So how do we know whether we start our journey? You need to have that kind of joy in you. Okay? So when you come to the temple, you also have to bring that kind of joy coming to serve the community. So you see, that joy won't come easily. So we have to understand, don't show your sour face. Your sour face will bring a lot of difficulty, suffering for others. You welcome them with joy and happiness. And this is the start. And this will give us the strength to continue our spiritual path, no matter how we encounter difficulties. Okay? So that gives us strength. So this joy is very important. That's why we say Dhamma joys. You see the Buddhas, while he was striving for enlightenment, practiced asceticism for that 6 years. He was gave up the practice, and while he was thinking, how should I proceed in this journey, okay, the enlightenment. Then he was thinking that when he was young time, right, he has experience when he was young time following his fathers, attending certain what they call state affair like plowing ceremony, and then he doesn't want to join the plowing ceremony, and he himself meditate under the tree. Okay, they call it rose apple tree. And then without any guidance or whatever, the teachers, right, he was able to attain to the first jhana. Okay, attain to the first jhana. And then it says that, he was lifting out. And that's why, his father, Suddhodana, came and to see his son, floating. And then, for the first time, pay respects to his son, you see. So, the Siddhartha, okay, the bodhisattvas, he gave up all the practices, and he was thinking, how should I proceed this path, right? And she thought of when he was young time, he has experience of gaining into the first jhana, and then while recalling that good experience, she said, this is a path to the enlightenment experience, and she was very sure. So following this path, very fast he acquired the Buddhahood. Okay, so I think this kind of joy is very important. You see, it will stay there. Say sometime like in this our Buddhist circle, right? Not all the time you will do things happily. You are bound to have people who are jealous of you, criticize you, make your mood a bit low and down, you see. But again, if you have this good experience, that kind of joyful experience in the past, we're thinking of those joyful experience, it gives you strength. 有在想说这些赚得了什么so that's why we need to have that and then the Buddha said this kind of joy and happiness is what we call a term for it is called 没有杂染的. It means that a kind of feeling without attachment, a kind of joyful feeling without attachment. So this is the types of the feeling that we should pursue. Okay? But our many Buddhists, they are very smart, They said, being a Buddhist, you shouldn't attach. Even the joyful feeling also shouldn't attach. I think this is a very wrong understanding. A very wrong, 除非你是阿罗汉呐. But even the 阿罗汉 is different. They said 阿罗汉的心是微笑, a smiling mind, smiling heart. They call it 微笑的心, smiling heart. Okay, it means that the Arahant they smile a lot. It means that they are dual without attachment, but they smile. So we should encourage, we should pursue this kind of feeling. Right? And then even the Sutta also said, how many types of feeling that we should pursue? Of course, not all the types of feeling. Those feelings give us attachment that we should put aside. Okay, we know that this kind of feeling is bad, but there are many types of feeling that we should develop and cultivate. Okay, one is the attainment into the first jhana, right? Like the Buddha experienced before, and the second one, is renunciation. Have you ever heard of people renounce bring so much suffering? No, if you renounce, it brings you a lot of happiness. 除非你不要出家 Those who really happiness really renounce they will get that kind of inner, that kind of joys. Okay, 就像我 when I was young time, I mean this year is my 30th years of monkhood, and then of course I'm not young already. 不小心讲到自己的年龄 Okay, anyway, when I was ordained, when I was young time, 30 years ago, right? The moment I ordained, I was very, very happy. Of course, my mother was very sad. My mother was crying, for almost six months, 比一个人死期还更苦。我妈妈很苦 Then I was very happy. I was very happy because at least my dreams are fulfilled. Anyway, this is my experience. I think that kind of joy is because it will sustain your spiritual life. If you don't have that kind of joy, you will sure destroy. So to sustain that kind of monkhood, you need that kind of joys. Okay, so you have to bear the loneliness also. That's why we have to learn to live loneliness. And no one accompany you. But ordinary people know, they need someone to accompany them. That's why they suffer. So again, when I talk about that kind of the inner joy is very important. The spiritual joy is very important. Especially when I was young time, about 16 or 17, I used to attend a lot of retreats. A lot of at that time I was very strong Mahayana. And then people asked me to lead the chanting, lead this, lead that, and I was willing to do that because I'm very good at chanting. And then, I have many good experience. When I start the chanting, I can feel my whole body has that feeling of goosebump, And then I like to lead them 忏悔, the 忏悔? 什么往昔所造诸恶业，皆由无始贪嗔痴，从生语意之所生，今在佛前求忏悔. Those who know Chinese, they understand what I'm saying. You see, then Mahayana will use a very melodious chanting. Okay, when you see, that's what they like. Mahayana is like to come to their chanting. Okay, because their chanting is very attractive. Okay, you can see lots of people coming for all kind of Dharma assembly. But you look at Theravada, when chanting, nobody come. That's why we try to encourage the chanting session, but the response it was poor. Okay, I don't know why. Especially our Malaysian groups. We have group following the Thai, we have group following the Myanmar, we have a group following the Sri Lankan. And then of course, our local Malaysian Chinese, they are not good at Thai, not good at Myanmar, not good at Sri Lanka. And they come up with their own Chinese version of chanting. Yeah, Malaysian chanting, and that Malaysian chanting is not attractive. That's why they don't come. So really we have to think how to attract people, to come for the chanting. Because to me, chanting is a form of meditation also. If we can do proper chanting, you also have that feeling, that kind of joyful feeling arises in you. Okay? Yeah, so this is very important. Okay. This is another suttas, okay? Another suttas. This is among two disciples of the Buddhas. One is Sariputta, another one is Anuruddha. Then the Sariputta visited Anuruddha. Then after exchanging with each other, Sariputta said to Anuruddha, "Oh, my dear friend," it means Avuso lah. Anuruddha, "Wow, your faculties are so clear and complexion is so pure and bright. What kind of meditation are you usually practice these days?" 只要是今天看你很累就表示你没有参修。我们就知道了马路Then Anuruddha replied, "These days I usually meditate with my mind firmly established in the 4 kinds of mindfulness meditation." It means that the Satipatthana. What for? I meditate observing an aspect of the body, feeling, mind, and Dharma with keen, aware, and mindful. Okay, here the keen means with effort. Okay, with passion, with ardor. And then aware and mindful means with sati and sampajanya, with awareness. Okay, it means that with right, with awareness, and then with mindful. And then they will rid the desire and aversion for the world. Okay, I find the 4 foundation of mindfulness is very interesting. Maybe in the future we will look into this thing, rediscover the 4 foundation of mindfulness. I spend a lot of time, especially looking at the aspect of bodies, the feeling and the mind Dharma. In the Satipatthana, they just give a very short description without any explanation. You see, that's why people don't know what it is. So we will rediscover these suttas and make it relevant in our practice. Okay? Yeah. So this is one thing. It means that when one practice meditation, will sure bring you a good complexion. Ayo. Ayo, 减量. All right, the third one. Venerable Ananda said, now another 2 disciples. Ananda said to Sariputta, he said, "Sariputta, your faculties are so clear and your complexion is so pure and bright. What meditation were you practicing today?" 跟他这些大长老有点压力 Okay, Reverend, quite secluded from the sensual pleasure, secluded from the unskillful qualities, I enter and remain in the first jhana. Okay, which has the raptures and bliss. That's called the piti and sukha bond of seclusion. Okay, while placing the minds and keeping it connected. All right, so this is about, it means that you stay in the first jhana. That's why when you count meditation, wow, 脸很美身体很 fit, 很 very good. 调了不欢喜 Okay, now this is the last one. This one is from the Aranya Sutta. It says that a certain deities express her surprise that these bhikkhus live such a simple, restrained life and the appearance is so serene. Okay, the Buddha replied, they do not sorrow over the past, nor do they hanker for the future. They maintain themselves with what is present, hence their complexion is so serene. Okay? So live in the present moment. All right. Oh yeah. I mean, nothing special, but when you're talking about the benefits of mindfulness meditations, right? In the recent research, they said this meditation can help to treat the cancer, and then of course to solve your sleeping problems. There'll be insomnia, right? It will definitely help to improve the quality of sleep. That's why during the retreats, wow, we can sleep day and night, That's why people fell asleep all the time. And of course, other benefits like decreased heart rate, lower blood pressure, ease the muscle tension, improve mood, reduction anxiety, depression, reduce stress. Okay, boost your energy and decrease in chronic pains. These are the benefits. Oh yeah, when you look at the cancer treatment, right? People with stress, right, is liable to get cancer. And the stress hormones, chemicals are released in our body when we experience stress. And meditation decreases the level of stress hormone, reduce inflammatory factors produced by the body that may affect how we respond to cancer and our healing from cancer. I think this is quite true. So meditation definitely helps to reduce the stress. So you allow yourself every day, morning or evening, half an hour for each session, or better still 1 hour, okay? Then you will see a lot of changes in your body. Okay, that you really have to make an effort, make an effort. It's like someone's need to go to the gym, and then make their body piece. Similarly, in their mind also the same thing. The mind, we ignore our mind's training. We focus too much on the body training, but not the mind training. So mind training, the base is to meditate. Okay, is meditate, and the Buddha's practice of Anapanasati is a very good example. It's a very good method. Okay, it's a very good method. So I think next time we can rediscover the 16 stages of breathing in and out meditation. Okay, and consider as the root meditation. All right. All right. Now today, when you talk about the application, right? Anybody invited us for, someone who's sick or in the hospitalized, right? And usually we will chant them, 7 factors of enlightenment, Bojjhanga, right? And you notice that now in several Buddhist associations, they have this Satta Bojjhanga recitation. This is something like Mahayana, some Yao Si Jing, by such a guru, medicine, the chanting. But how about the Theravadas? Do we have that? By such a guru? No, we don't have that. But we have the Satta Bojjhanga. Okay, Satta Bojjhanga, you have 3 suttas, right? Mahakashapa Therabojjhanga, You see, you look at this, the names of this Bojjhanga, okay, like Mahamoggallana Thera Bojjhanga and Mahachunda Thera Bojjhanga. These are all the Buddhas and the great disciples of the Buddhas. They also suffered from the sickness, right? Like for example, Mahakashapa was sick, right? And then the Buddha came to him and then recite the Satta Bojjhanga. He was completely recovered. Okay? Then for the Mahamoggallana, also the same thing. He's a great disciple of the Buddha. He also suffered from the sickness, right? The bodily pain or what. Right? Then the Buddha came to him and preached and remind him, okay, of these 7 factors of enlightenment, and he was recovered. And sometimes Buddha also got sick, and he asked Chunda to come and remind. I won't use the word remind or to recite. Huh? 7 factors of enlightenment, and immediately after the Satta Bojjhanga, the Buddha was recovered. Then you may ask, they already attained enlightenment, why they still need this? I also don't know. But anyway, I think there's an important point here. Okay. Nowadays, you see, we chant the Satta Bojjhanga, right? In many of my experience, okay, when we were invited to chant this Satta Bojjhanga, usually the family members are very happy, one thing, and then the patient also very happy, okay? So that kind of joy and happiness, when you invite the Sanghas, this can boost their immune system. It means that they know that someone cares for them, right? So that kind of joy, that kind of happiness, born of caring by reciting, this Satta Bojjhanga, definitely boosts the immune system. Okay, so like someone, let's say for example, if I got sick, then you come to see me, I feel very touched. That's why the Buddha says, to attend to the sick is like attend to the Buddha himself. So Buddha put a very high regard for visiting a sick person, right? So if someone falls sick, I think our Buddhists should form a group to pay, to visit. So who knows? After visiting, then he will recover faster. Yeah, that kind of moral and spiritual support, and this support will definitely boost his immune system. Okay, when we talk about the immune, doesn't mean come from the antibiotic, come from the body, but come from the spiritual immune. Like that kind of spiritual joy is a very good immune system. Can boost your immune system. It's a very good antibiotic, mental antibiotic to boost the immune system. Okay, so I think this is the gist, the teachings behind, to care for someone, to remind him of these 7 factors of enlightenment. Okay.